All right, so this is part two. I had to split up the videos because of time on this app. So we had the orbital period of Mars as 684 days. One of the things that you need to be able to do is you need to be able to convert it to Earth years. So in order to convert it to years, you're just going to divide by 365. So 684 divided by 365. So it's not quite doubled, so like 1.9 years. So on Mars, if you're 16 on Earth, you would be 8.5 if you were on Mars. So that's what your Earth years would be. So now let's go ahead and we will do example 2. Example 2 is let's find Jupiter's orbital period in Earth years. Now, note that I worded this a little differently. So pause it if you need to catch up in writing in your notes. Find Jupiter's orbital period in Earth years. Note that the period in this one is years. The period in problem number 1, oh my gosh, look at all that work, is days. So you need to pay attention to the wording. All right, so step 1, see if you can fill in the 4 variables. The 4 variables are T sub j, T sub e, R sub j, and R sub e. Okay, take a moment, see if you can figure them out. Let's do the periods first. T sub j, it's what we're looking for. So we're going to put a question mark. T sub e, orbital period of the Earth. This we're talking about in Earth years. How many years does it take for us to go around the sun? It takes 1 year. All right, now these two might be a little bit harder. Remember, we're looking at the 3rd column in the book. So find the mean distance of Jupiter from that chart. The mean distance of Jupiter is 7.78 times 10 to the 11th. Putting it in parentheses. If I'm not giving you enough wait time, pause the video. Then go find it and then play it again. Find R sub e for Earth. It is 1.5 times 10 to the 11th. I'm going to put that in parentheses. All right, now I always, for this problem especially, write the equation with just the variables. Don't put any numbers in. What you're solving for goes up top. What we know goes on the bottom. Orbital period squared, radius cubed. Okay? Now we got to plug in. All right, so we have T sub j, that's what we're solving for, so I'm leaving it there, over, well, it only takes 1 Earth year, equals, squared, equals big parenthesis, and then parenthesis around the scientific notation. Close that, divided by another set of parentheses. Close that side, cubed. Now, here's where this problem becomes actually kind of easier. In the previous problem, the Earth value was 365, and this Earth value is 1. So we learned that we have to distribute the square. So I'm going to distribute the square here and here. So I just have t sub j squared over, well, what's 1 squared? 1 squared is 1, and any number divisible by 1 is itself. So we can just get rid of it. If you need to see it, go ahead and write it. So I'll write it for those of you that need to see it. But you can just get rid of it. 1 squared is 1. You don't have to do anything with it. And that equals this whole mess. All right. And here's why I said you really shouldn't even write it, because am I going to multiply by a 1 on each side? No, you don't have to. So this problem ultimately just becomes that side squared equal to that side cubed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this into my calculator right now. All right. So I'm going to do the big set of parentheses, the little set of parentheses. 7.78 times 10 to the 11th, close, division, open parentheses. 1.5 times 10 to the 11th, close the little, close the big, to the 3rd power. All right, and what I got, so I have t sub j squared equals 139.5291171. If you're not getting these values, I would double check. Did you actually type in 11 or did you accidentally type in 1? Did you forget a parenthesis anywhere? I wish I could take a picture of my screen so you could see what it looks like, but I literally just follow it and I do parenthesis, 7.78 times 10. I use a little caret symbol to the 11th, close the parenthesis, division sign, open parenthesis, 1.5 times 10 to the caret 11, close to the 3rd power. So, and when I say caret, I mean like parenthesis, caret 3rd. That's how I typed that in. And I got the same value, okay? But it is actually t sub j squared, so I have to take the square root. All right, so square root of 139.529171, and I'm not trying to round until the very end. And in terms of years, give me 1 decimal point on this one. So 11.8 years to go around the sun. So if you're 16, you would be almost 1.5 on Jupiter. If you're 17, you would be, getting a little closer to 1.5. So your homework today is, I'm going to put 2 problems on a worksheet, and at the bottom of the worksheet, I'm going to post the answers. Your homework is going to be to submit it, just submit the doc back to me and type on the doc how you did.